Hi everybody, it's Retro Robbins here with a little short show today. Got some news for you, and it's about the Kickstarter 2. As always, there are now over 4,000 backers. Unbelievable. We're getting ever closer to that stretch goal. And great, that's all there is to it. Just running a quick demo in the background there. I've got about 3 or 4 different demos on my SD card. This is one of my favourite ones. It's called We Are Alive, and it's very colourful. So I'll let this run for a minute. Hopefully I'll fix the problems with it. The autofocus on the camera wasn't working properly on the last couple of videos. I've just dulled down the contrast on my monitor there, and hopefully that'll stop that zooming in and out occasionally that we get. So you should have a much better and clearer picture today. Sound should be better as well, so everything's quite loud as you can see. So I'm going to review one game today, and it's a game that's as tough as nails, and I mean rock solid. So I thought we'd have a look at it. I'm going to give it a rating out of 10. I'm not going to compare it to the Crash magazine rating. I believe Crash gave it a smash, I'm not sure. But will it be a retro special? No, possibly not. And there's a quick hint, an Easter egg for you, but we'll have a look at it in a minute. So, let's have a look, shall we, of any updates. I've had a few LED kits come through from ZX Renew, which I've got to sold up. I'll enjoy doing that and get them posted back off to him. So if you've ordered some, then they're probably going to be on the way very shortly. I shall take special care of them for you. So what's coming up? Well, I'm going to do a small show about demos and which are the best ones. I'm just getting lots and lots of demos through at the moment. I find them quite fascinating. Why do I find the demos fascinating? Well, imagine a different timeline back in 1983 or 1984. And you walked into Boots or your Currys or anywhere that was selling electrical goods like the Spectrum, the Commodore, the Amiga. If you saw this running on a Spectrum, would it not have encouraged you to buy it? Absolutely. You'd think, wow, look at the capabilities of that. But obviously the coders and the experience wasn't around back then for them to produce something as wonderful as this. But yeah, imagine that, and that's exactly what would have happened if we'd have had this running on a loop in a shop display, much like you do. Well, amazing, wouldn't it? You know, people would think, well, my machine is the best. It would have sold a few things. Right, so let's update you on the Spectrum Next Kickstarter issue 2. Total amount of backers 4,026. Less than 7 days to go. It's saying 7 days to go from the information I'm reading, but most of this day has already gone. That's a total of 1,409,985. Getting ever closer to 1.5, and if we hit 1.5, as you well know, there we go, you're going to be that final stretch goal, and that would be absolutely magnificent. I believe that the next team probably have gone far beyond their expectations. Surely they didn't expect this. I would have thought maybe another 3,000 units was what they was probably best hoping for. The issue is, will there be a Kickstarter 3? Well, probably not for a while. Because, you know, when you've got 4,000 units to get ready by the end of next year, they're going to want a break. They've done well. They're going to wait till the hunger builds up a bit more, probably. So, if you haven't got involved in the Kickstarter issue 2, it may, who knows, it may be your last chance to get the Spectrum next. Hopefully not. Hopefully there will be an issue 3 and an issue 4 even. And I'll probably be backing them for an extra unit or 2 for myself. I have backed it, so which is great. So, okay. Isn't that amazing the way that just comes in on the side there, it scrolls in and it colourful on the side of the border. Amazing bit of coding that is. So this was a demo called We Are Alive, and it's very colourful indeed. I'll give you a zoom up because we're now going to review a game. And there we go. How's that camera work today? Better picture? Hopefully so. Once I get the camera steady, we'll move on. Right, without no further to do, let's have a look at the game that I want to review today. And let's go straight to my files. Yes. We need to have a look at roughly where I've located this game. And I think it's under... And yes it is. Yes it is. So, I've had a look on the internet and I've been looking at the TZX tape recently, and it looks quite a tricky build, so I'm going to give that one a wide berth, but I'd like to have a go at it. So yeah, so the game we're going to play today is Cauldron 2, and of course I'm going to use interface 2. It's as tough as nails. My computer of choice today is the Omni 128 laptop. It's a clone, but it's a good clone, and why not? It's a Spectrum in its own right. Not an original, but hey, the Sinclair ZX Spectrum Next is not an original, but it's now part of the Sinclair brand, really, isn't it? It's part of the Spectrum. So let's have a go at this game. First thing you notice, you can start in various different positions, and it is awkward as nails to master, because you're a bouncing pumpkin and you have to collect various items. I think a shield, a crown, and I want to get off this screen straight away, else I won't last long at all, because it is truly as tough as nails. And that's it. Well, that's a hard. I need to get a spell before I can start to fire. But yeah, you have to collect various items: a crown, an axe, a pair of scissors, and so what do I think? Well, it's one of the hardest games I've ever played. The control is awful. It really is rock solid. It's not far off. It's a close call between this and Whizball, because Whizball is also a very tough game. I think I'm just about to die. Oh no, I'm okay. So yeah, but however, and that's instant death if you hit him. I like the way she cackles when you die. It is slightly addictive, if only on an adventurous point of view. But yeah, so If you've not seen this game before, it is hard. It's not for the faint-hearted, I promise you that. I find it really difficult to control. It takes a lot of practice just to be able to manoeuvre between screens. I mean, for instance, I haven't got my weapon yet. You can fire, but I first of all need to find a spell, and there's one, and I'm not going to get to it because there's a door in the way, so I've got to running out of lives very fast. Yes, you need to be able to open the door to get to that, I think. So I've got to find a way to do that. But, all in all, it's a well-constructed game. And I remember seeing this advertised in Boots, because Boots were doing a lot of different games at the time on a little television display. And they were promoting them. There was this, there was Jack the Nipper, Cauldron 2 was the big one. And there was basically doing some advertising in the stores, and now I've got weapons, so now I can fire. I forgot that was there, to be honest. So what do you think? Good game? Wished it was a little bit easier to control. I know what to do, I know how to play it, but I find it as tough as now. Cauldron 2, so what I'm going to say. First of all, graphics are reasonably good. There's no, it's simple in its own right, but it's well done and it's very playable. It's difficult, as I said, and I'm going to give this a 8 out of 10. I'm going to mark it out 8 out of 10. So let's move on to the next game. Today we're going to rate a few games, and a lot of them are hard. This is one of my favourites. You've probably seen me play this one before. And this one is a great shoot 'em up. One of my favourite games because you've just got to destroy the spaceships, motherships there. You can find a weapon that fires both directions. It's got excellent AY sound, nice theme to it. That's an extra life, which is always a bonus. You can, when you're being attacked by them, you can sort of dock in there and hide and not get killed easily. So we're going to show you a ship now. There's two ways to destroy them. You can blow them up all the way around the outside, like that, and then that's destroyed. Or you can just go straight in the middle. But I've got the extra life back, there we go. And when you finish the level, oh, I was doing my best to avoid them, I was. However, they do get you in the end if you don't. There's a little theme that plays each time you, like a little jig almost, when you complete the level, which, and then it starts to tune again. If I can complete the level, I'm losing my lives quite rapidly. One more to get. And you don't want to be anywhere near them when they detonate. Here we go. And that bit. I just like hearing that bit when you complete a level. So, what do we think of this game? Have you tried this before? Would you try this at all? It is a good game. It's simple, but at the same time, couldn't get out of the way of them. They come so quick. They come very quick. So, playability. Oh, absolutely. Very playable. Very addictive. Especially when you start to get reasonably good at it. and you get to hear that jig every time. The music can be quite addictive. And now I need to run for it. Oh, got that. I can never quite get it right, can I, to part them. So we're going to get through one more level before I rate this for you. And I think you're going to be surprised. It's going to be my take on it. This doesn't necessarily mean your opinion. As a shoot 'em up. Come on, that should have blown up, shouldn't it? So therefore, so on and so forth. Let's just hide here while I give you a rating. So graphics is all it needs to be. It's a little bit like Trans Am in the way it's laid out. You've got a map to the one side, and then you've got effectively a space you're travelling through, which is the same sort of effect as Trans Am is. Except this is not 16K, this is the 128K version with the AY sound. Addictive, yes. Playable, very playable. Challenging, you can challenge your friends to it if you've got friends, or your children even, if you've got children. Show them how it's done back in the 8-bit day. So, I'm going to give this a very respectable 9.5 out of 10. Not quite a retro Robbins special, but it's not far off, is it? I'm a bit mean, not giving it that extra half. That's game number 2, so let's review one more game for today. And as I say, normally compare them with the Crash Magazine reviews, but I'm not going to do that today. So let's move on to one more game. Shall we pick one? Pick one, pick one, pick one. Pick one, pick one, pick one. Let's have the original version. Donkey Kong. We can define your keys on this. I like when you can redefine your keys. Left, right, and down, up, and fire. Okay, that's good. We want one player. So how do we start the game? Well, we press 1, I presume. No, naught. It's an arcade game brought to life by the Spectrum. And there was a number of Donkey Kong games, and I think this is one I find really hard. Before you can climb up any ladders, you have to get rid of that. And you've got to be careful because they'll come down on you. And I'm happy because I've actually cleared the level. Goes up in points and the level gets slightly harder. Ooh. Timing. And you watch this hammer disappear right at the moment I need it to be there. Oh, should have seen that coming, shouldn't I? So, Donkey Kong! For an arcade version, I think we'll give it a pause moment. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's exactly what it should be, really. It's tough. It's not as easy as I've just made it look, but there's many hours of me losing plenty of lives while playing this. I'm going to give this one, graphically, it's all it needs to be. Sound, it's got decent sound for a bleeper sound. 48k of course, no AY sound, and very colourful. So let's give it this is a tough rating. Let's give it an 8.5 out of 10. And that concludes all today's 3 games that we've tested out. So let's zoom out. Not here. So if you've enjoyed today's show and you've seen 3 or 4 games that time has probably forgotten about or not forgotten about, or maybe you've played and you haven't played for a long time, may inspire you to give it another go. And if you're looking forward to getting your Spectrum next and you're a backer, then all of these games, I believe you can play the back catalogue of the Spectrum on the next, which is great. So from me, Wayne Robbins, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll make a few more for you towards the end of the week. This was just a quickie today, just to give people who haven't subscribed a look at what it is I do. Not so much sound and bells today, just getting on with looking at the games, seeing what I think of them, giving them my type of ratings, and yeah, so if you've enjoyed it, please subscribe. In the meantime, you all take care, and look forward to posting another video for you all soon. Bye bye for now.